1, 2, 3. Listen.
Welcome to Real Deal, Real Deal, Real Deal, Real Deal, Real Deal. Joining me today are the happy pair. Welcome to Real Deal. Welcome to Real Deal. I am Brian Rosen. We are live here at London Real World headquarters to talk about how to create and expand your business in times of crisis. Look, folks, let's be honest. It's going to be a crazy year and probably a crazy next couple years. And unless you admit the fact that the whole business landscape has changed, that everything you thought you knew about your business or your professional qualifications has changed, you're going to have a difficult time competing. If you're waiting for your reality to get back to the old reality, you're going to have a very difficult time for the next 12 months. That's why you need to change. You need to innovate. You need to expand. You need to get uncomfortable and look at business from a different angle. Even look at your life from a different angle. Look at your customer experience from a different angle. If you can do that, this could be one of the greatest times in the last century to build a business. And as one of my mentors has said, this is the greatest dislocation of wealth in the past 500 years, which means that wealth is going to move from here to here. Business is going to move from cruise lines and airlines and hotels over to digital learning, which is something that we talk a lot about here at London Real, and we've been teaching for the past 5.5 years. And this is the time to really look at your future and determine what it is. Stop waiting for an employer to give you a paycheck or a government to hand out a furlough check. This is not planning for the future. This is not building something that's sustainable, and it's not going to make you happy. But if you really think now about how you can build your own business and be your own boss, and if you want, work from wherever you want, this is the time to do it, and I want to talk to you about what we've learned today. So can't wait. We're live on all sorts of platforms right now. So please let me know you're there and answer this question for me right now. What is the single biggest challenge you are currently facing when it comes to your business? That could mean starting a business, maintaining your current business, or even expanding your business in times of crisis. Maybe you have a restaurant. Maybe you have a travel company and you're literally dying right now. And you're like, Brian, I don't know what to do. There's no solution. Well, there is a solution. There's a solution to every problem, to quote Dana White, who just pulled off one of the greatest UFC events last weekend in Abu Dhabi, 1.3 million pay-per-views. He found a solution to a problem when everyone else was crying. And this is what you need to do. You need to find solutions, and that's how you're going to make it through with your sanity, with your wealth, and also, why not add value to other people's lives? And I want to talk about that today. So again, type in wherever you're watching us now, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, what is the single biggest challenge you're currently facing when it comes to, well, your money, your business, building a business, or expanding your business? And I want to talk about that today. Before we get started, it's been super busy here at London Real. We're publishing more than ever. We're doing more than ever. Our classes in our academy are the biggest in our history. And so it's been great. 2020 has been our best year ever, but it's because we came into this whole crisis with a plan to do one thing, to expand and not contract. We came in saying, how can we solve your problems? And one of those meant we need to start broadcasting live via Zoom. We needed to get you as much information as possible about the lockdown, about COVID, about all of this stuff. And also, I've been teaching people remotely all over the world. Hundreds and hundreds of people I teach every Tuesday night, and I've taught them how to build businesses that have actually made money in this time of crisis, and I want to talk about that tonight. As far as the studio, we've had some great guests recently. Paul Check, we've had Dennis Prager and Dean Graziosi. This week, we've had Andy Stump, former U.S. Navy SEAL, on the show. And next week and the week after, we're going to have Sam Harris, an incredible guy, and also we're going to have Deepak Chopra as well. So we're busy here trying to put out content that will get you to change your life, and also, of course, teaching inside our academy, and I'll tell you more about that shortly. Again, if you're coming late, type in. I'm getting all your questions right here on my iPad. What is the single biggest challenge you're currently facing when it comes to starting your business? Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that we are doing something kind of exciting and kind of crazy here in September. It's called Create Your Transformation, and it's London Real's very own reality show. Yes, I know you're thinking, Brian, what are you doing? Is this going to be like the Real Housewives of London? Although I don't think they've done that show yet. But look, what we wanted to do is take 8 people from around the world. I'm talking about people from South America, from South Africa, from Asia, to the US, to all of Europe. Fly them in, put them in a house and really push you to get out of your comfort zone, to really innovate, to have an experience here with me in London that'll change your life forever. At the same time, I want to introduce you to an audience of 5 million people who watch our stuff and put you in front of some of the 500 million people that have watched our content over the last few years. And I want to blow you up. I want to really give you a chance to build that business and create that transformation in your life. And if you look at my history for the past 5 years, you probably noticed I've changed a lot. I dress different. I've now got these 2 little munchkins running around my house. We have a team here. We make documentary films. And that's all because I had mentorship that got me to think differently. And that's what this is all about. And we're calling it Create Your Transformation. And we are still taking applications, I think, for another week or so. So if you want to be a part of this, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to londonreal.tv/transform. And there's some instructions there to post a 3 to 5 minute video on your social. You can post it on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. And it's telling me what's that transformation you want to make? What's that business you want to build? What's that movement that you want to start? And tell us all about it and tell us who you are. And be you, be unique. Even be vulnerable and tell us about some of the challenges you faced in the past. And if we like your vibe and like your personality, we're going to bring you into London. You're going to be living in this amazing house for 7 days. I'm going to bring in some of my mentors, and we're going to push you every single day to get to the next level. We're going to create a reality show out of it, and we're going to play it all over the world. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. The winner of this show gets to come into London Real Studios and get your chance in the leather chair, a proper 2-hour episode to tell the world who you are and all about your business idea. You also get access to my inner circle, which is where I help people build 7-figure businesses. And you're also going to get access to our Business Accelerator course to really take you to the next level and show you everything that we teach inside the Academy. This is going to be an amazing experience. And again, when you look back at London Real and you see us making these big 10x moves, to do a 1,000-person event, to a 3,000-person event, to do movie premieres in New York City and London, to do all these big things, it all happened because I had a mentor that said, Brian, you can do more. Brian, you're thinking wrong. You're thinking too small. And that's what I want to do for you. So go to londonreal.tv/transform, submit your application. And just to give you a little taste of some of the people that have applied, here's a quick video that shows 4 people and what some of these videos look like. It'll give you a flavor. And if you're feeling this, come and submit your own video as well. But here are some of the applicants.
Hi, my name is Mariana Janic Power from Simply Empowering. And my focus and purpose in this life is to liberate the innate creative genius and support people to unleash their unique innate superpowers.
Hello London Real and welcome. My name is Marcel and I am from Holland. I'm 15 years old and the name of my company is called Unleash the Hero Within. Now this is what it's all about. We are in darkest hours at this moment, so the world needs superheroes.
Namaste, this is Ojas Oneness, currently speaking from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I'm the founder of Diviners organization. It's all about bringing awakening energy and celebration to the people. After my awakening, after my self-transformation, I realized we all are here to experience our fullest life, to experience our celebration. We are not here to being slave or a dependency on something.
Good day, Brian Rose and the London Real Army. My name is Katleho Kat for short, and I'm a 34 years young South African woman living in Johannesburg. And I dug deep. This is the first time I'm doing this, but it feels good.
So come on, come to London. You can come to London Real Studios. You can hang out in a beautiful house with some crazy people and spend 7 days with me transforming your life. Come on, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer. So go to londonreal.tv/transform, submit your application. We've got about 7 days left. This is happening in September, and we're going to make this happen. It's going to be incredible, and it literally could change the course of your life, the course of your business, the course of your movement. So we'd love to have you involved, and I'm excited. It's going to be pretty crazy and a lot of fun as well. Some great questions coming in. If you're coming in late, make sure you type in the answer to this question. What's the single biggest challenge you're currently facing when it comes to creating and expanding your business in this time of crisis? Whatever it is, just tell me. Be honest, be vulnerable, because that way I can help you. There's some great questions and comments coming in. First of all, Vince says, Thanks for all the inspiration and advice. It helped me a lot. Love from Australia. No problem, Vince. It's my pleasure. We have a huge amount of people in Australia and New Zealand that are in our academy. The reason I know is because I teach at 7 p.m. on Tuesday night every week, and usually it's 3 a.m. in Oz, and those people are like, their eyes are drooping, but they show up and they get some great results. So it's great to see you there. Keenan says, thanks for this great transformative information. Look, we got more to come here, so I appreciate that, Keenan. Lana asks, how can I market my business without a big marketing budget? That's a great question, Lana, and I'm going to expand on that in the next 3 points here. And again, just keep putting these comments here. I want to get back to these as much as possible. So let's get started. And let's really first admit, where are we right now? I mean, 2020, last year I was saying this is going to be a transformative year for everyone. This is going to be the biggest year London Real ever had. It's going to be one of the most important years of your life. Little did I know that we were going to be hit by all of the madness that's happened, from the COVID to the lockdown to the protests and the riots. I mean, it's really been an incredible year. And some people have stepped up, and some people have shrank and cowered, and some people have become leaders. And there's a serious correlation between your mentality and what happens in your life and your business. A very big one. It really is a mentality more than anything. I've seen restaurant owners in my academy thrive in this environment when customers can't sit in their actual restaurant, but they've found ways to make money. And I've also seen other people who you would think would thrive in this digital age, like a lawyer or even a doctor, that could pivot, that have actually just sat around and say, when does my doctor's office open again? So this is a mentality. It's one of whether you have a mentality of abundance or scarcity. It's whether you have a fearful mentality or one that is really a risk, really likes taking risk. And that's the difference that's going to make in the next year who's going to survive and who's going to thrive. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather thrive in this world. And that's what I want to talk to you about. So let's admit where we're at, and let's admit that in order to progress, we need to have a different way of thinking. There's that famous quote that the definition of insanity is repeating the same behavior and expecting a different result. Think about that. Think about your life. What have you been doing for the past 12 months or the past 24 months? You have been repeating behaviors and expecting a different result. Maybe you repeat the same exercise and eating habits and expecting a different result. Maybe with your finances or your business, you're repeating the same things and hoping for a new result. Well, hope is not a strategy and complaining is not a strategy. To quote Jeff Bezos of Amazon, you need to be proactive and you need to get a little uncomfortable if you want to have a different result. And that's my job, to get you uncomfortable. That's what I do in my academy. That's what I do with London Real every day. So let's start and try to get you a little bit uncomfortable. And I want to first talk about really some mindsets. And it's really the entrepreneur mindset that's going to get you through to the next level. And one of the things that I do in all of my courses inside London Real Academy, the first week we start with mindset. Now, I used to only do this for my business accelerator, but I realized that this was making a difference between my successful students and my students that went through the course and just ended up not getting as much out of it. And I thought we need to teach mindset right away. And there are 3 major things that I talk about when it comes to mindset, when it comes to business, and I want to share those with you right now. The first is a concept I learned from the U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink, and it's called extreme ownership. And he's got a book by that same name. I'm a big fan of Jocko. Definitely check his stuff out. And it means simply that. You take extreme ownership of everything in your life, which means from now on, starting today, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. And it's weird right now because in this time around the world, there seems to be a lot of victim mentality. And the problem with that is that it never solves the problem. By being a victim, you can say, well, this isn't right and this happened to me. And maybe that's true and maybe that's not true. The point is, it doesn't actually solve the problem until you take ownership, because when you take ownership, you can determine your future. So for every single one of my students in my Business Accelerator, I say in day 1, week 1, from here on out, you're taking extreme ownership. So that means if there's a problem with technology, if your family member isn't supporting you, if something happens when you're trying to build your business, it's only your fault from here on out. And everything in your world, you look as in, what can I do about it? So if your boss is a jerk, guess whose fault it is? Yes, it's your fault, right? If the government won't loan you money for your business, guess whose fault it is? It's your fault, because you haven't given them a better reason, found another way to find that money. And what it does is it actually empowers you when you take on this mentality. And really think about this, because this can change the way you look at all of your life. And I'll be honest, it's a very difficult thing to do. Even people who know extreme ownership and practice extreme ownership like me, I still sometimes find myself thinking, yeah, but it's that person's fault. Eventually, it's always my fault. Whenever there's a problem here at London Real, it's my fault. Even if a camera breaks, it's because I didn't provide the budget to have a backup. I didn't hire the person that was smart enough to get the backup. I didn't think ahead. It's always going to be my fault, and that way I can always fix something. When it's someone else's fault, I sit as an unempowered victim and nothing happens. I just whine and cry. And again, as Jeff Bezos once said, complaining is not a strategy. You need to be active. So the first one is extreme ownership. Think about how you can apply that in your life and your business. Very important. The second is a concept called resistance. And this is a concept by the author Stephen Pressfield, who has a great book called The War of Art. And I quoted him in my famous TED Talk that you might have watched. It's called From Banker to Broadcaster, how I left millions in banking to inspire millions online. You can still check it out. But I quoted him, and resistance is concept by Stephen, which is this. Whenever you go to create something amazing in your life or make a big change or do something important, you're always going to encounter this force called resistance. And resistance is simple. It stops you from doing what you want to do. There is always this force of resistance in the universe. And the thing about resistance is it doesn't have an agenda. It's just always there. And what you need to do is you need to expect resistance. And when you see it, you need to proceed through it without emotion. That's the most important thing. So whenever I go to do a big project around here, honestly, I'm just waiting for the problem because I know something's going to come. And when it comes, as opposed to getting all emotional about it, I say, oh, that's the resistance. That's what we have to solve. And if I don't see resistance, I know that I'm not doing something big enough. And if you get this concept in your head, you'll start looking for resistance. And when it happens, you'll say, oh, that's part of the process. So if your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend doesn't support you when you're trying to build a business, you don't cry and you say, oh, they're negative and I hate them and why don't they help me? You say, oh, that's resistance. That means I have to try a little harder to create something important. Again, if you can't find the money, if you can't find the customers, that's just resistance. It's there to see how bad you want it or if you're just going to punk out like all the other people out there. And that's what it does. Resistance keeps the suckers out. It keeps the suckers out from your business area. It keeps the suckers out from podcasting. It keeps the suckers out from being a UFC fighter, from being a Hollywood actor, because most people quit at the first sign of resistance. So if you know this mentality and expect it, and when you see it, you're not emotional about it, then you can always find a way through it. And the final mindset I always teach on my Business Accelerator is this. Every interaction, as a human or as a business owner, you must add value to someone else. Period. Period. That's what it is. If you add value in every interaction, then you are going to build a successful business and probably have a successful life. So everything you do, from a social media post to a vlog, to a product, to even a public speaking event, to meeting someone on the street, try to add value to their life. If you do that, you'll build a great business. People look at billionaires in this world and some people think, oh, they're greedy, they don't pay enough taxes. The truth is, most likely, it's because they provided a value to probably 1 billion people. And one of my mentors, Dan Pena, says, you want to make $1 billion? Change 1 billion lives. And if you look at Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know what Facebook is worth, a few $100 billion. They add value. Look at Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. What does he do? He adds value. These people don't get there on a whim. They don't get there on a scam. That never works. All great business entrepreneurs add value, and that's why they deserve the value of their business. So think about that in every interaction. So those are the 3 mindsets. Make sure you adapt those. Again, this is what I teach in all of my courses inside the Academy, and we make sure people follow them for 8 weeks. That's our accountability process. And there's no whining in my courses. There's no lack of ownership. And anytime you have a problem, I tell you it's resistance, and it's your job to solve it. These mentalities change people's lives, and they'll change your life as well. And so I want to play a video for you of one of my students that hopefully can inspire you. This is Iwona Ash. And when the lockdown started, she lost her job. She's tried to open a business online, but she failed. And she turned to London Real to learn how she could market her product. And here are a few words from Iwona.
When lockdown happened, gallery I worked with got closed, and I lost my income. For a few years I was thinking to start my online business, but it was overwhelming. I had no idea how to work with social media, and especially when you do not enjoy it, you don't want to do it. And I didn't know how to start, where to start, what to do. I built my own website, but it was no traffic over there. So I did not give up. I started to look for right place for me to learn. I explored some options, and I found that this London Real TV has also business accelerator. So during 8 weeks, they take you from your talents, your activities, through building your first idea. You have to find your client, you have to build your website, you have to start your Facebook actually I had, but Instagram, Twitter, and so on and so on, MailChimp, Zoom, and this is 2 phone calls a week, and we are still working because it's not done yet. It's a team effort, so it means if I do not do my job, whole team doesn't reach the score we're supposed to. So we help each other, we talk to each other, and I started with 60 Facebook friends. Now I have 1400. I have friends all over the world. I have some kinds of network. Perhaps I will work with few people in the future. Also, I bought few digital products from my fellow students. I had no idea that I can do it, but I did it.
I love hearing from our graduates, and again, I'm not surprised. As she said, the course was hard. It is hard. What happens is for 56 days, that's 8 weeks, 7 days a week, I get you uncomfortable every single day. Now, not enough to traumatize you, but I get you uncomfortable so you can push yourself to expand your mind, expand your business, and be the best version of yourself. That's what we're trying to do here. That's where growth happens. It doesn't happen when you're hanging out, eating chocolates and watching Netflix. We all know that. So you need a mentor to push you. That's just the truth. I mean, look, if you look at my life and if you look at my CV, you might say, oh, Brian, you're a high-performance person. You went to a school and you worked at all these great jobs. True, but I need mentors to push me that extra distance. And if I didn't have them, I literally wouldn't be talking with you today. So find a mentor, find a game plan, and find the accountability. That's the only way to get to the next level. And I'm so proud of our students. I love teaching. More than anything else, I love teaching. We teach live every Tuesday, and it's all about getting people to the next level. So I want to thank you very much. I look forward to your first $100,000 in revenue, and I want it by the end of the year if you're listening. All right, let's talk next. First of all, great comments coming in. If you're coming in late, type in and tell me what is the single biggest challenge you're currently facing in creating and expanding your business. This is what I want to know. Anything goes here. Some great pieces coming in. We got Tracy that asked me a question. Actually, let me go to Ray Bell on Instagram, who says, when will you be doing Ike 5? Rose Ike 5 information drops today. All right, follow us on Instagram and you can find that out at The Real Brian Rose or at London Real TV. Great question. Off topic, but great question. Tracy says, as a hairstylist, will offering discounts improve my business during the pandemic? My gut feeling is no. You need to innovate, Tracy. That's a tactical move. You need a strategic move. I want to know, how can you scale your intellectual property as a hairstylist to 3 billion people that are connected around the world? That's thinking big. Thinking about a discount or thinking about offering like an extra coloring service for someone that comes into your local shop is small time thinking. What about teaching people how to cut their hair from home? What about teaching people everything you know about hair? What about educating people on how to become hairstylists and, again, make it a global reach with a global business? This is the kind of things that we do. We're using the fact that we might be locked down for a while as our advantage, not as a constraint. to expand your business in ways that you never imagined. So I would ask bigger questions so you can get bigger answers. And finally, Andre says, what is your advice for keeping up momentum? Look, every day you got to work your business. It's something we tell people in the accelerator. Every day, get up and work your business. That's what I do every single day. Relentless. Every single day, go as hard as you can. Now, in the short term, you won't get enough done and you'll be like, this might not be working as fast as I want. But when the long term, you'll be like, wow, look what we've built. And if you look at what London Real has built in the last mainly 4 or 5 years, it's absolutely incredible. But in the short term, I never thought it was good enough. So come in every day, grind, stay laser beam focused, as my mentor Dan Pena would say, and focus on one thing. It always drives me crazy when people are working on 4 businesses. I want to slap them in the face. I work on one thing, London Real, and I try to keep my kids alive. That's pretty much it, all right? And I try to stay healthy and I try to make my family happy. That's it. That's all I do. And I would pick one thing and go hard on it, and don't take any excuses and don't take any breaks. And that's how you're going to get to the next level. All right, let's talk about my next concept here, which is what I call bulletproofing your business idea. This is something we teach in the second week of the Business Accelerator. And this is how I take people that sometimes have no business and have no idea for a business, and we teach them how to create a revenue generating business in 8 weeks. It's pretty amazing what we do. Now look, I'm not going to lie to you. There's nothing easy about this. If you want a revenue generating business, it's hard work and you're going to have to get uncomfortable. And that's the truth. And you're going to have to invest time and money to get this education and this mentorship. So like this is there are no get rich quick schemes. The entrepreneurial journey is a difficult, lonely one, but it's also, I think, the most rewarding one in life. And one of the things we do is we start off, and I can tell anybody out there, I can ask them a question. I can say, what is your passion? And this is the way we do this. And I get them literally to write out everything in this circle. What are you passionate about? Now, if you ask me, Ryan, what are you passionate about? Well, I'm passionate about mixed martial arts. I'm passionate about breakdancing, right? I'm passionate about broadcasting. I'm passionate about business. I'm passionate about teaching. I'm passionate about my kids. I'm passionate about diet and fitness. I'm passionate about spirituality. I'm passionate about ayahuasca. These are the things that I would write down in my passion Venn diagram. And you can do that now. Honestly, right now, if you're watching me right now, take a pen and draw these 3 circles and do this with me. Seriously, do this exercise with me, because this is what I do with my students. So write down everything you're passionate about. Again, go crazy. Maybe you love, leather bookmarkers. Great. The weirder the better. Maybe you love hot yoga done while you're naked, okay? God bless. Maybe there's a business there. I kid you not, maybe there is. Maybe you love clubbing in Ibiza. Maybe there's a business there. You'd be amazed the people that I've taught to create businesses out of things that you wouldn't think would be businesses. Again, I've seen over 5,000 business ideas, and those people have graduated my courses. From everything, from teaching math to defense contracts to governments, from Reiki to sexual healing, you name it. We've taught it and had success at it. So write everything down in this circle. Next thing I want to write down is what you're talented at. Okay, now look, I love mixed martial arts, but I don't think I could get in the cage with Jorge Masvidal, my man, Street Jesus, Game Bread. If I went in there with him, I think he'd smack me around and beat me up pretty nice. All right, so my talent is not MMA, let's be honest. So I wouldn't put that down. What am I talented at? Well, I can run a business. I'm pretty good at that. I can talk on camera after a lot of practice. I can do that. Broadcast. I can teach quite well, actually. For a man my age, I can do some pretty good physical things. I can publicly speak. I have good days as a parent sometimes. There are some things that I can do, and you want to write all these down in your talent diagram. Maybe you're good at burpees. Maybe you're good at childcare. Maybe you're good at psychology. Maybe you're good at teaching math. Maybe you're good at inspiration. Maybe you're good at all of these things. You want to write all these things in this circle here. Now, somewhere these two are going to overlap. Now, for me, the two overlap here. Business, right? I'm passionate about it and I'm talented with it. What else? Broadcasting. I'm passionate about and I'm talented in it. What else? Teaching. I'm passionate about and I'm talented. Look, I've got 3 things that overlap. Broadcasting, entrepreneurship, teaching. Sounds like London Real. Sounds like London Real Academy. Those are the things I want to focus on because those are those overlaps. But there's one more factor that most people forget. They do that exercise and they say, okay, I'm going to go start a business. Wrong, because you're going to lose 99% of the time because you haven't checked with the marketplace. The market might not care to learn anything from me. I might say, look, I'm a great teacher and I love teaching and I'm going to teach you. And the market might say, we hate you, Brian. Please go away. So until I test it with the market, I'm not going to go all in on what I call the golden triangle. The golden triangle is where my passion intersects my talent, intersects what the market wants to buy from me. This is crucial, this point. Crucial. The way we test this is simple, and yet probably something you would be too scared to do unless you had me as a mentor. And that is vlogging. So we take out your camera phone or your iPad like this, we turn the camera on, and I'll just do one right now. How's that? Just for you. So I turn my camera on right here. I turn it on video. Okay, let's go video. I turn the camera back on myself, right? You can see this here, right? So I'm on this right here. And I go, hey, what's up? My name is Brian Rose. I love teaching. I would love to teach you as well. I want to teach you business. I want to teach you broadcasting. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now when it comes to your business? Leave me a comment below. Tell me about that, and I'll answer your questions next time. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about my business journey for the last few years, and hopefully I can help you. I'll talk to you soon. So boom, that's my first vlog. I published that on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and immediately I start getting comments from you. And you say, well, first of all, Brian, your hair looks funny. First of all, Brian, I love your show. Can you tell me about business? Can you tell me about podcasting? And all of a sudden I can see if the market wants me to go in here. And I tried on a bunch of things. I can also try that on mixed martial arts, say I wanted to go down that vein. I can try it on broadcasting. I can try a vlog on each one of these topics where this overlaps. And where the most responses, the most comments, the most shares, the most likes, the most questions, that's where the golden triangle is. And once we determine this, we go all in on this on your business idea. And this is right 90% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time. Now, sometimes we have to pivot at the end of the course, but most of my students, when they do this, they make money. And that's because we've gone that extra step. And I asked for 10 vlogs in 10 days. Now, a lot of you are, I'm too shy, Brian. I don't want to post this on my Facebook account. Well, if that's the case, you don't want your business bad enough, and then please stay away from my academy because I have no time for that. But if you really want to create a business, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. And this is the way to do it. And as the CEO of your business, you have to be public facing these days. Look at Elon Musk, look at Tim Cook, look at Richard Branson. They're all the faces of their business, and you need to get comfortable with this. So that's my concept of the golden triangle. If you do this, you will know where to put your efforts in as your business. If you don't do this, you will flail around and you'll be one of these entrepreneurs that never gets it right. You'll waste years of your time, probably $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 of wasted time, effort, income, even more. And you'll finish your life thinking, wow, I guess I was never good at business. Wrong. You just never had the right mentorship. You never had the right game plan. So you were doomed from the start to fail. And that's just the truth. So this is a great concept I teach. Again, all of my students go through this exercise, which is why we're so successful in my academy when it comes to that. And on that note, here's one of my students. This is Marie Lucier, who is a graduate of one of mine. And look, she went through this whole process, and I'll let you give her thoughts on what it was like to build a business and go through the Business Accelerator.
Hi, Brian and the Business Accelerator team. This is Marie. Just a quick note to say a huge thank you for everything I've learned throughout this entire class. I have to say I went in with no expectations, but the accountability and the value that I got from this course, I mean, I went in with just a tiny idea of what I wanted to do for a business, and now I have sales within 8 weeks. Unbelievable. I never thought that would actually happen, to be quite honest. So thank you for the push. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the ideas. And a big thank you to John Beat, my team leader. Actually, I think one of my favorite parts was just meeting all the people from all over the world, brilliant, intelligent, funny. We had some great laughs, we had some cries, and just shared some great fun throughout this whole class. And so I would say overall, a great investment for anyone who wants to start a business. Thanks again for everything, and we'll talk soon.
And that was Marie, fantastic. Love her. Again, one of our star students. And we've got so many, like hundreds of people that have had these great experiences. And I just love having them in the course. And look, some great questions coming in. Again, if you are coming late, please type in the chat and tell me what's the single biggest challenge when it comes to creating and expanding your business in times like these. Or any other question you want to ask is fine with me. Some great questions coming in. Erica asked me, what will the Business Accelerator help me most with? Quite honestly, pulling the trigger. You know, probably, Erica, you've been thinking about starting a business for what, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months? Most people have been walking around dreaming of the business and they never pull the trigger because it involves too much risk and too much fear. What I will get you to do is to pull the trigger and actually do it. And that's what we do in our 8-week program. Joseph on Instagram says, I'm a successful retailer, but I want a career change into finance. Is it worth the risk? Of course it's worth the risk. If you're not passionate about what you do, you got to get out. If you're not expanding and trying to create something, like create a business in what you do, you're never going to be able to create generational wealth or even be happy or ahead of the curve. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, make the change. There's never an easy time to make a change. Never. I went into broadcasting, on the back of the 2008 recession. There was no reason we should have been successful. But for me, I was passionate about it and I wanted to do it, and we built this around it. So always remember that. And then finally, we have one more question that someone just said, how can I stop overthinking my business ideas? Take action, pull the trigger. That's the best way. So those 10 vlogs in 10 days get you to put those ideas out there. Even by talking to the camera, you're going to get clarity on your idea. And if you do that for 3 minutes, you're going to be like, actually, that's a stupid idea. I don't even like that. And you'll move on to the next and move on to the next. So simply vlogging and publishing and taking action the way we get you to will get you so far. If you walk around with your business idea in your head for another 3 months or another 6 months or another 3 days, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. So stop it. It's just a big waste of your time. Let's move on next to your competition. A lot of people look at competitors as the enemy. A lot of people are in this old school world of, I call the industrial age. We are moving out of the industrial age into the information age. Now, in the industrial age, the time where we used to have factories and companies and competitors, we would think, well, if someone opened up a store across the street from me in the same business, they're going to take half my business. And maybe in the industrial age, that was true. But in this day and age, I don't believe there are any real competitors. I don't think that's true. I think when you see a competitor, you should see an opportunity. When I see competition, I see potential customers. When I see a competitor who has an academy or a broadcasting empire or is doing great live events, I think, wow, they must be making millions of dollars. How can I do the same thing, but do it my way? And the truth is, whenever you start a business, you're going to bring your personality to it, which means your upbringing, your challenges, your story, your passions, and it's always going to be different. There are people out there doing very similar things that London Real is doing. They're having long-form conversations in person with some of the greatest minds on the planet. They're trying to teach people how to get to the next level. And yet, what we do is so completely unique to what everyone else does. And I am confident that you can always exist in a space next to a quote-unquote competitor as long as you bring something unique to the table. And so when it comes to competitors, I say use them as research. So whenever I see someone that's a competitor, I go to their website. I find out what I like, what I don't like. I get on their email list. I follow them on all your social media platforms. And I say, how can I take what they're doing and bring my own piece to it? I look at all the customer reviews they have and the complaints they have on their social media, on anything on their webpage, and I think, well, how could I address those concerns? That's a business opportunity. So the biggest mistake people make these days is they look at competitors as something bad. I look at a competitor as something good, and I've constantly done that. In fact, I invite my competitors on my show at London Real, and I've had these people sit down in my studios. I've built alliances with them, and the more I get to know them, the more I realize the truth is we're not really competitors. There are 3 billion people in the world right now that are looking to give you their money and their attention. Trust me, there's enough for everyone to go around, and not one single person can grab all the business anyways, because people want choices. So that's, again, the wrong mindset. It's a scarcity mindset. Come to the world with an abundance mindset, and you'll realize that there's enough for everyone to have out there, and all you have to do is pull the trigger, make yours unique, fight through problems, solve people's challenges, and that's how you create a business. And that's the best thing I can tell for you. Don't get sidetracked and worried and frustrated by competitors. Use that as a way to expand your own business and get inspired. Whenever I see a competitor in a space, I know there's money there. Whenever there's not a competitor, I get worried that I'm going off track. If I want to be a farmer in Mars and I go on Twitter and I don't find any Mars farmers, I maybe think maybe there's no money in it. And there probably isn't right now because there's no competitor. So always remember that. And if you're in a business where there's no clear competitor or even something close to a competitor, just be careful because you might be too early in that marketplace. And on that same note, I want to share with you a short video from Martin Upton. This is one of my recent Business Accelerator graduates, and this is some of the experiences that he had through his business and on the course.
Before joining the London Real Business Accelerator course, had some pretty bad upsets. I've mentioned that in my medium.com article. I won't go into it too much detail here. But I am just surprised by the pace of the course and what we've managed to do as a group. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Website setup, store, install, product selling, another product already added, the ease of adding extra services. Incredible, really, incredible. MailChimp, webinars, vlogs, blogs. Totally incredible. Anyway, would not have done any of that a few weeks ago. Would not have done it. And now I realize why my past business had failed.
And I loved having Martin on this course. I love to see the transformations these students have. The crazy thing is they learn a lot more than business. They learn about how to challenge themselves, how to deal with their own fears, negativities, and self-doubts. And most of these people go on with just incredible careers and incredible life transformations. And it's always my honor to have them in the course. Some great questions coming in here. If you're coming in late, go ahead and type in right now to the chat. What's the biggest challenge you're currently facing when it comes to creating your business, growing your business, or even dealing with money right now or a difficult mindset? I want to hear it. Some great questions coming in right now. Seth says, I don't like social media, but should I still use it for my business? Seth, you have to. As I teach everyone inside my Business Accelerator, the very first time your customer hears about you and your business is going to be on one of 5 social media platforms. Period. This is 99% of your customers. It's going to be on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or LinkedIn. That's it. That's why none of the other social media platforms matter right now. I'm sorry, TikTok, they don't. And that's why you must be on social, because this is the point. Now, 20 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. You might have needed to be in a magazine or a television show, or they might have seen an ad or a billboard or a sign. But these days, you must be on social, and I show you how inside my course. Elizabeth on Instagram says, how can I stop the fear of other people's opinions about my business? You can't. You're always going to have to listen to other people's opinions. My question is, are those people putting food on your table? Are those people putting money in your bank account? They're not. But they love giving you their opinion and their criticism and their self-doubt. The problem is you've got to move past that, and you've got to deal with criticism. One of the things I say to myself every morning when I wake up in my affirmations is criticism is a sign of success. I want more. So I know the more criticism I get, the more money I'm making. I kid you not, there's a direct correlation. I get worried when I don't get criticism and haters. I really do. I realize I'm not doing enough. So you've got to put your ideas out there. You got to take risks. You got to be controversial. You've got to offer things that scare other people. The truth is your friends and family who aren't building businesses will always want to limit your dreams because it makes them uncomfortable when you do big things and when they see you successful. It doesn't mean you can't love them, but don't listen to them. Brian asks, what's the biggest difference between industrial and digital age? The industrial age, you sell your time for money. In the information age, in the digital age, you can literally make money while you sleep because you digitize your intellectual property in your head to where literally thousands of people right now can watch it. In the next 24 hours, over 1 million people in the world will watch or consume something from London Real. Over 1 million people. 1 million people. That's the information and digital age. In the industrial age, how could I have done that in the past? I would literally have to be on a stage with 1 million people. I'd have to travel around the world in 24 hours and speak to 1 million people. So stop thinking about trading your time for money. You can only, there's a cap at how much someone's willing to pay you an hour. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $1,000, but there's a cap. But if you're digitized, your income possibilities go way up. So it's a great question, but it's important to get out of the industrial age. And so many people are there. From bus drivers to Starbucks employees to doctors and lawyers, they're still trading their time for money. I don't care if you're a lawyer making 500 pounds an hour. I have lawyers that charge me that. But you're never going to build a $10 million business doing that because you can't work that many hours. So you've got to expand into the digital age, and that's what we teach inside the Business Accelerator. Haruk asks, I don't have the money to join BA up front. Can I still join? The truth is I make this course expensive for a reason because it clears all the suckers out. When I give this course away for free or I do it cheaply, I get a bunch of people who talk the talk but can't walk the walk, right? I get a bunch of complainers and whiners, and it's a waste of my time. So that's why I made this course a few $1,000s, because when I do that, I only get serious people. And the truth is they make it to the end because they don't want to lose their money. So it's my way of finding out if you're really serious about this, and that way I don't waste my time. But we do have a payment plan, so if that's an issue for you, I have a 6-month payment plan. So for $600, you can start. If you don't have $600 or you can't find $600, you definitely don't belong in my presence because you don't want this bad enough. Anybody can find it $600 if they want it bad enough. And if you don't, then I have better things to do. All right, let's move on to the second point, or to the, not second point, the second to last point, and that is build your website. So many people these days get caught up in social media followers and likes and influencing. They get all caught up and they say, look at all the followers I have, look at all the likes I have, look at all the views I have. Now, this is coming from someone who is coming up to having almost 4 million followers on these platforms around the world. So and over 500 million views. So I should be the one telling you about all my followers. But the truth is my followers don't mean jack. They don't mean anything, because my followers don't make me money at the end of the day. Also, of all my social media platforms, they can turn me off at any point. I have almost 2 million followers on YouTube, and that could end tomorrow if they want to shut my account down. So the value of those followers is exactly zero, which is why what we teach in my Business Accelerator is to take all of your social media following, which is crucial. It's the first touch point of your customer, as I said earlier, and bounce them back to a website and landing page so you can do one thing and one thing only. Grab their email address. Now, why is the email so important? Some people say email is dead. That makes me laugh. Let me ask you a question right now and be honest with me. When was the last time you changed your current main email address? I'm not talking about that weird email address you use for those other websites. You know the one I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about your main email address. When was the last time you changed it? A year? I would say probably more. 2 years? I would say probably more. 5 years? Probably more. Most of you have had the same main email address for 5 to 10 years, which means if I can get it, I have a way to access you that's platform independent, which means I don't have to worry about YouTube being there or liking me to get access to you. It's platform independent. It doesn't cost me a dime. And it means when I send you an email, most likely you're going to see the subject line and you might open it. If I make a post right now on YouTube, will 2 million people of my followers see it? Not likely. Will 10% of them see it? Probably not even likely of that. Will 1% of them see it? Maybe. It's up to the algorithm that day. And it's up to whether I've been behaving or not. Whereas with email, I can have a conversation with you. The second thing is this. Type in yes in the chat right now if you love to see ads when you're scrolling on your Instagram. If you love to see ads when you're on Facebook from people trying to sell you stuff. If you love to see ads on YouTube when you go to watch a video. Let me see the yeses. I don't see any yeses here. There's no yeses. Why? Because nobody wants to be sold to on social media. So why are you trying to sell them on social media? You want to market to people on email, and that's why you have an email address. So you can build up a long-term relationship with them, you can add value to their lives, and you can sell to them. And that is the essence of the digital age, and it's what we teach inside the Business Accelerator. Most people don't understand that, which is why you will always be a failure as an entrepreneur if you don't understand this crucial concept. And again, that's why most entrepreneurs fail, because there is a very detailed roadmap that I teach over 8 weeks. I teach 24 different lessons, 24 different action steps that you must do or I throw you out in 8 weeks. You have to face your fears, you have to overcome risk, and you have to do these things in a particular order to be successful. If you forget email, you will be unsuccessful. If you forget social media, doing it right, you'll be unsuccessful. If you build the wrong landing page, you'll be unsuccessful. And I know this because I made every mistake in the book over the last 9 years, and I'm here to teach you. So this is a crucial point. Make sure you understand you have to build a website and grab the email address. Otherwise, you will never build a business, and that's just the truth. And I could give you more stats about how email is 20 times more effective than a social media marketing message and other things, but you'll just have to trust me. This is the way forward. And I want to share with you a video right now from Eric DuPont, who fought through his own resistance and went from literally knowing nothing about business to setting up his very own online revenue generating business with me in the Business Accelerator. And here's Eric telling you about his journey.
Thank you so much. 8 weeks ago, not even about seven and a half weeks ago, I had no idea how to set up a business online. I just knew enough to be dangerous, and even that was dangerous in and of itself. So I went literally from 0 to Mach 5 with, as my wife liked to say, with my hair on fire, and there's not much left of it anyhow. So it was really quite an experience. Did things that I did not expect to do, that I didn't think I could do, and I really didn't want to do. And wonderful Keith, just our coach, they'll help us helped me tremendously, inspiring me to take action and do it anyway. I was going through a lot of resistance here and there. Some things were easier than others. It's very easy to procrastinate and only do the things that you like and find every which way, every little bit of reason to not do something or to delay by being busy, really doing nothing that's important that furthers your business. So you guys probably already know that, but it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to do it. So fast forward 7.5 weeks into the program, we're just ready to finish, and I can say that I went from no business to a business online, to traction, to customers, to relationships and people on social media, and last but not least, a wonderful team Chamaret that we have for life, and that I'm sure we'll stay in touch for a long time. So big shout out to everyone. Brian Rose, you really do know what you're doing. I was a bit skeptical, I admit it, but I am eating my tongue, and I really appreciate you and appreciate the course that you've put together. You know exactly what the resistance is, what people are going through, what people need to know, and not necessarily what they want to know.
And I remember Eric, he had a ton of resistance in this course, and he probably would have quit if he was on his own. And I know this because I've seen so many people try to do this on their own versus with us. The truth is resistance comes at your weakest point. It knows the button to push in you that will make you quit. Whether you're fearful of what other people think, or you're fearful of failure, or you're fearful of putting your voice out there in a video, it will come after you and it will shut you down, which is why you haven't built the business yet. And that's why you need accountability, mentorship, and a game plan. Simple as that. So great to have Eric there. If you're coming late, please answer a question for me. What's the single biggest challenge when it comes to creating and expanding your business in this current crazy environment in the world? Type that in. I'd love to read your ideas here. Hyper asked me, which markets at the moment would you recommend starting a new business in? Honestly, anything in the information age that you bring passion to that can add value to other people's lives, period. All of that stuff. This is like Columbus in the New World. There's all this real estate out there that you can go grab as your own. You know, one of my coaches right now who teaches me hand balancing, because he can't perform in Soho, he is now building his own online classes and online platform for teaching hand balancing. Like, he's taking market share because it didn't exist before, and he's thriving. So, you know, there's nothing out there that you have to, go do cybersecurity or anything. Take what your passion is, do get the golden triangle like I showed you earlier, and go build it. And you're going to learn and find out what's working and what's not, and then pivot. That's the most important thing to do. Keenan asks, is a website more likely to make you money than social media? I think you might have missed the point here, Keenan. You need to be on social media for the first touch point with your customer. From there, you have to knock them back to your landing page or website where you grab the email address. That's it. I don't want anything else on your website. I don't want to see an about you section. I don't want to hear about your story as a young boy and where you came from. I don't care. I just want you to grab their email address, and from there, you're going to have a conversation on email with them. You're going to build the customer relationship. You're going to send them content. You're going to invite them to a webinar, which I'll talk about shortly, and you're going to sell them. That's it. Most people build websites out of ego. I get you to build a website for email. Remember that. Email, not ego. That's the biggest mistake people make. It's the reason why so many people fail at this. And it makes me feel bad because so many people have great ideas, but they don't understand the right things to do. German Engineering, great name you have there. Your parents loved you, obviously. The last time I changed my email address is 25 years ago. Amen to that. You must be, in some educational institution to have email 25 years ago. But I feel you, brother. Mine I've probably had for 20 years, coming up on maybe 15 years. And Troje says, my employees don't want them to come back to work because the government payout is more than their wage. How can I get them to come back? Well, first of all, the furlough checks are going to stop. And when they stop, everyone's going to say, oh my gosh, I need to go find a job. Everyone's going to scramble. There's going to be less jobs out there, and people are going to have to innovate. The truth is right now, you can find talent, make your organization attractive, make sure you're adding value to other people, make sure what you're doing has great value and a great ethic and a great business, and you will attract people that want to be a part of that journey. The truth is most people hate their jobs. They're not doing things they're passionate about. So make sure you're doing things that add value, that you're passionate about, and you will attract people. Again, these furlough checks are ending in the next weeks and months, and then people are going to actually have to find jobs. So if they don't want to work for you, it's probably something else going on. But there is a massive talent pool out there that is looking for work in the next few months. Trust me, There's massive unemployment. We're going through recessions now. There's going to be less businesses. There's going to be more talent available. So just go find it. All right, last thing I want to talk about is a webinar. What is a webinar, Brian? Well, a webinar, it's basically the single greatest sales tool that has ever been invented in the history of time. I cannot overstate how powerful the webinar is. It is an incredible piece of human technology and one that will never be replicated probably ever again. We'll never see anything like this ever again in life. And the typical way you would close someone in the past is you would have them into a one-on-one situation. Like you would go and buy a car, you would go to a car dealership, and you would talk to that person and they would explain to you the benefits of buying a Rolls Royce, and you'd sit in the car and you'd smell the leather and you would buy the car. And that's great. The truth is that the only way to scale that is to get more foot traffic there. And with COVID and lockdown, you're not going to get any of that happening. So the beautiful thing is now you can access 3 billion people in the world. You can access through video, through social media. And now you can do it via webinar. And the webinar is everything. The webinar is where you can get someone live online. You can have people and access to them. You can be talking to them. And you can do great things. You can teach them things. You can give them free information. And at the end, you can walk them through exactly what you're offering them. It'll be a digital product. It'll be adding value. You can charge them money and you can fulfill them a digital product that will teach them how to do something. And this is the essence of the webinar. The webinar converts at ridiculous rates. Sometimes 10% of the people will buy. Sometimes 30 or 40% of the people will buy. On my Business Accelerator, everyone does a webinar in week 7. They're all terrified. They all don't want to do it. They all feel uncomfortable selling. They all don't want to ask for money. I've heard it all before, but they all do it and they make money. Money literally drops into their account because what they do is they build a relationship with the customer. They offer them lots of value. And at the end, they say, would you like more value and personal teaching by me? You're going to pay this small amount of money to get to the next level. And that's why this is one of the most effective tools. Most of my students close at about a 30% rate. So if they have 20 people on their webinar, they'll sell 6 products. And one out of 8 of those people will buy a more expensive product. So that's why my students make thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars on my courses, because they do what I say. Again, they follow this. This is like a recipe, a roadmap, a protocol. And I ask my students to trust the process. You have to trust my process and you have to do what I say. But if you do it, you're going to be successful beyond your wildest beliefs. But if you allow your fear to come in and you start questioning things and you don't do things, then you're not going to be successful. But the webinar is the most effective tool online to sell products. You need to get comfortable with it. I do them every single week. I do them all the time. It's the best way to communicate live with people, show them your personality, show them your passion, and then offer them a chance to take their lives to the next level. I cannot overstate the power of the webinar more. If you're not doing webinars, your business is dying, period. And the truth is you can do webinars for business-to-business plays. You can do webinars for governments. You can do webinars in any aspect. You can always do a webinar because it's about passing on intellectual property in your head to others who can use that to create value in their lives. And they're going to pay money if you do that for them. So very important you understand that and execute on that. On that same note, I want to play this short video from you from Emma Bennett. And she was a graduate from our Business Accelerator. She used the webinar effectively. She sold products on the course. And this is her talking about her experience inside the Business Accelerator.
Hey everyone, my name's Emma. I'm based here in Dubai and I run a little business called Blends by M. Now this business only really came to fruition very recently, and that was because I attended the Business Accelerator course run by Brian Rose and his London Real Academy. I can't speak highly enough of this course. The material is first class. The coaches, Brian's content that he delivers himself, it's a phenomenal way to motivate yourself to get your business idea off the ground. I sat on this for probably a good year and a half of wishy-washy debating whether I wanted to start a business, whether I had the confidence, whether I thought it was really going to work. And I pretty much had convinced myself that I didn't really need to do this and I could stay in my corporate job and life will be fine. And signing up for this course has given me so much motivation, inspiration, knowledge, and most importantly, the number one thing that Brian's Academy does is keeps you accountable. So there's no hiding behind excuses, there's no pretending that you'll do something tomorrow. tomorrow is today, and that's what the Business Accelerator is all about. So look, if you've got an idea floating around but you don't have the confidence and you don't feel like you know how to launch it, have a look at this course. It is absolutely worth the money. I cannot recommend it enough. And if you do it, very best of luck to you, because I think that you're going to have a successful business on your hands. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. And I wish Brian and the team all the very best for the future. You run an amazing operation. It's helped me so much. I'm so grateful. And yeah, best of luck for the future.
And there was Emma, another satisfied customer inside the Business Accelerator. The truth is it's pretty fascinating when I'm looking at a class of, say, 300 people in 40-some countries from around the world, usually 12 or 14 time zones. People from the ages of 15 all the way up to 86, I think was our oldest one, all with different ideas, different experiences, different businesses, all go through this process. They struggle, they have fears they have to confront, they laugh, they cry, but they stay together as a community. And by the end of it, they've created social media platforms. They've gone through their business, their passion, their talent. They found their golden triangle. They've created a digital product. They created a landing page. They created a 3-part free video series. And they've run a webinar and sold products to strangers. And once that income goes in their bank account, it's a life transformation event. It really is. It's like the birth of your child, because you realize that, wow, I am now in the information age. And now I don't have to go work for an hour for somebody else and get an hourly wage. I can actually create my own digital products that will scale to the world. And once I allow you to do that for yourself, it's very important that I don't do that for you. Because if I do it for you, it's like, you've heard that analogy, I don't want to give you the fish, I want to teach you how to fish. And once you do that, you can see the possibilities. And this is how I started 5.5 years ago with the London Real Academy. I sold my first product and I saw the possibilities. And this is what we do inside the Business Accelerator. I take people from all around the world, different backgrounds, people that are frustrated with starting a business, that have never started a business, that don't even have an idea for a business, but know that their government check is going to stop, that they don't want to work that job, they don't want to do work they hate, or they can't get a job, and they better start creating something for their financial future, for their family, for building wealth, or just because they want to go on the entrepreneurial journey. And they come and join us, and I put them through the paces. Again, they've invested time and a significant amount of money, so we're willing to go all in on them and spend our precious time pushing them, holding them accountable, making sure they do the work. And that's why we do this in one 8-week period. This does not extend longer. You can't do the modules in your own time, because I know that doesn't work. And the truth is, the average completion rate for an online course out there, I think it's 4%. 4%. So 96% of you who buy courses online just wasted all of your money. And yet the graduation of my last class, I think, was 92%. So 92% of the people that bought my course graduated from that class. They put in the effort, and that's because of the accountability system. That's because I teach these things live. That's because we're very good at this, and we've got an incredible game plan, mentorship, and accountability that gets you to the next level. And that's what it's all about. Find a mentor that will push you, because otherwise you're just wasting your time in your life. I have probably 6 or 8 mentors in my life right now that are pushing me in various aspects of who I am, from business to my personal life to my physical training to everything that I do. And if it wasn't for them, I just wouldn't be getting the results that make me world class or will get me to that level. So find those people. That's what we do in the Business Accelerator. And we're actually starting our next class next week. So if you're interested in this, it's time to pull the trigger. It's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to stop dreaming about that business. If you're here watching me right now, you've probably been thinking about starting a business for months or years, and you're not going to do it unless you pull the trigger. And the truth is, there's never the right time to start a business. There's always a great excuse, and I'm sure you've given yourself a good excuse. I don't have the money right now. I just got fired. I just got married. It's COVID-19. These are all excuses. They are not good reasons to start businesses, because our business is thriving right now. It's never the right time to start a business, because that's why you have to do it, because you have to face your resistance. And if you're looking for the mentorship, the accountability, and the exact process, literally step 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to step 24, to where you can have a revenue generating business 2 months from today, then look no further. It's the Business Accelerator, and you can go to londonreal.tv/biz, B-I-Z, if you want to take advantage of that. I've got my London Real business coaches online there. They'll answer you in the chat. You can even book a free phone call with one of them for 45 minutes, and they'll walk you through exactly our process. They'll find out about you and your business and what you want to get you to the next level. But if you do speak to one of my people in the chat, if you do take one of these free calls, do me a favor. Don't waste their time. And don't waste my time. If you're going to come on my course, be prepared to get uncomfortable. Be prepared to build a business, because, I don't need your money. What I need for you is not to waste my time, but I'd love for you to be successful, and that's what this is all about. So that's what the Business Accelerator is happening. It's closing down next week, but if you want to be a part of it, like I said, londonreal.tv/biz, B-I-Z, go in there and just sign up. There's a time to pull the trigger. Click on the link, pull out the plastic, and just, put in those digits and literally sign up. It's going to be an incredible adventure, and it's been a great time. I really appreciate everybody being here. Some great final comments here. Arcana asks, what's the first step to get started with a channel like London Real? The truth is, pull the trigger and join one of our accelerator programs. The Business Accelerator is, in my opinion, the greatest online program I've ever seen. And I will take the Pepsi Challenge against anything out there, because no one at our level teaches this on a personal level. I am on live with you every single week on these calls. I am giving you feedback. I am pushing you to get to the next level. We've got incredible team leaders, an incredible track record. You'll see 30 testimonials, video testimonials on that page. There's another 200 on our YouTube channel of satisfied customers. So it's an amazing program. Keenan says, wow, I'm learning so much from this. It's like I paid for the course. Keenan, I'm teaching you a lot right now, and I appreciate the comment, but the truth is you're never going to do anything with this information unless you have accountability. And that's why I give all this away for free. A lot of people say, Brian, why are you giving me all this free information? The truth is, I know you're not going to do anything with it without the mentorship, the accountability, and the exact game plan. So if you really want to execute on this, come join my Business Accelerator. If you want to listen to another podcast or buy another book on business, go do that. But we know what that leads to. More procrastination. Perfection is procrastination. Research is procrastination in disguise. You have to pull the trigger. And if you want to do that, click on the link and pull the trigger, londonreal.tv/biz. A couple of things. Shami asked, what's the best way to transfer my knowledge to other people? Digitize your IP. That's what I teach people inside this course. Take something you're very good at, and you're all good at something. Could be parenting, could be gymnastics, could be business, could be some little weird thing about business that you're good at. Digitize it, get it into a video form, get on social, get people to your webinar, sell them, make money. It's that simple. And Kevin says, Brian, thank you for your incredible work. You've inspired me to start my business. Kevin, start it. You got to pull the trigger. You got to constantly fight resistance. Get yourself in a peer group of people that really believe you can do it. And finally, let me just say one thing about what we build inside the accelerator. It's the community. You're literally on a course with somewhere between 100 and 300 people. These are high achievers from around the world that want you to be successful. Not only do they want you to be successful, they expect you to be successful. Whereas most of your friends and family think you're silly, they don't think you can do it, they think you're dumb spending money online. Why are you trying to build a business right now? It's lockdown, you can't do it. Why surround yourself with negative people? Join a bunch of people that are positive, that think that you can build a future, that are building a future. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. How about surrounding yourself with 100 or 200 of those people, including me, who are constant high performers? That's what you want, and that's one of the great values. So I hope I see you. The first call is going to be on Tuesday night. I think it's at 7 p.m. So I look forward to seeing you there. I'm very excited for that. Again, londonreal.tv/biz, B-I-Z. Don't overanalyze it. Click the link and join me. I guarantee it'll be one of the greatest experiences you've ever had, something that'll change your life forever, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. So go there, check it out. I look forward to seeing you inside the academy. Pull the trigger, right? Life all comes down to a few moments. If you're here now watching me in some capacity, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think something drew you here, but you have to meet me halfway. Come and join me. Click the link, pull the trigger, and I look forward to seeing you live on this course and taking you through an amazing adventure. Hopefully seeing you at graduation here in London. You can come to the studios. Maybe you'll even be in the leather chair and speak to me as well about your experiences. I look forward to that. So thank you so much. Go out there, pull the trigger, build your business, and I'll leave you with a final video that tells you a little bit more about how to get your business and your idea to the next level. And I'll see you next time on Real Deal. Take care. Bye.
If you want to get paid to do what you love, then I have something very special for you. Because I'm taking a small group of ambitious London Reelers like you under my wing to help you turn your passion into a profitable business. So you can be financially free, travel the world, and never have to work for anyone ever again. This offer won't be available long. So if you want to build a business that gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms, listen closely. Over the next 2 months, you'll have the chance to learn the step-by-step system I used to turn my passion for learning into a 7-figure media company. But that's not even the exciting part. Because we've all bought a book or a course thinking this is going to change my life forever. Then what happens? We don't implement anything. So we stay stuck and feel stupid because we failed to make any progress. Well, I guarantee with 96% certainty that will not happen to you. I say 96 because that is the percentage of my graduates who will launch a business by the time this 8-week program ends. Yes, that includes hundreds of people who had no experience or business idea before they joined. You see, along with giving you a proven roadmap that's worked in dozens of markets, I'll work with you to help you overcome whatever obstacles come up and even drag you across the finish line so you can finally have that business you love. Before I go into more detail on this mentorship and accountability program, it's important for you to understand the profound impact that launching a business can have on your life. Let me show you how I went from a job where I felt like I was dying inside to creating a life where I'm deeply passionate about what I do every single day. Hi, my name is Brian Rose. I'm the founder and host of London Real. In 2011, I recorded my very first interview in a tiny studio with just a webcam and a couple of mics. Fast forward to today, I broadcast conversations with billionaire CEOs and best-selling authors to Grammy winners and members of parliament that have reached over 50 million people. And in the process, I have built a 7-figure media company. Now I want to help you build a business that has you excited to wake up in the morning. One that leaves you feeling proud and fulfilled because you're helping others in a meaningful way. This program teaches you how to share your passion with the world and achieve financial freedom. And this stuff works. Over 500 of our graduates have built successful businesses so far. Here are some of their stories.
It was the most amazing thing I've done for my business. Completely transformed the way I've done things. It's brought a new purpose into my life.
You know, that course has really shown me that you can achieve stuff in a much shorter time frame than you initially think you can.
You've got so much potential, so just if you have an idea of doing it, you've got one life, go ahead and do it. You've got to get that person out the way that might be holding you back and steam forward. If you've got any fear, you just have to steamroller through it. And I found that on the course. I just thought of doing something and then up would come that sense of, oh, can I do this? Can I not do it? And I was like a guy on a steamroller, just straight over, crush it. And that's what I would say to anybody who's thinking of doing your course.
There's so much information on the internet. You can figure out, you can educate yourself for free on the internet. What you can't do is connect with a community. And you can't be successful alone.
You've got to invest in yourself in this world. I've done a lot of courses. I think yours does differ because there's the accountability. You're learning from people that have done it, and from the now. You're not learning from a guy that set up a company 20 years ago when things were very, very different. You're learning it from someone that's done it with his team in the now.
These people have transformed their lives. And you know what these successful graduates have shown me? That by putting yourself in the right environment, you can achieve way more than you ever thought possible. And it's not about some magical $1 million idea, or special influencers you need to know, or getting a Harvard Business School degree. It's about surrounding yourself with experts who can show you what to do and who refuse to let you fail. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. All you have to do is mix a bulletproof business idea with support and accountability. With that, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results. Here's an example. This is Max Keeling. Max went from no idea to revenue in 6 weeks. But before he did this, he was living like you and me. grinding away at an unfulfilling 9-to-5 job. One day he had enough, took action, and decided to build his own dream through our Business Accelerator. Max threw himself into every aspect of our course, completed our 10 vlogs in 10-day challenge, and after consulting our market opportunity map, he founded The Investing Coach. A few weeks later, I recommended that he create and deliver his very first webinar. He did and made his first sales months sooner than he ever anticipated. I will never forget the excitement he had on that live call with the entire group. Today, Max is self-employed, running a highly profitable online business. He sells premium digital products and live coaching packages for thousands of pounds each that are sold out up to 6 months in advance. But more importantly, he lives his passion every day, determines his own hours, and travels the world and lives life on his own terms. I love Max's story because it reminds me of when I was building London Real. Max said, once you get over the fear and push through, that's where all the magic happens. I'm a big believer in this idea. If you watch my TED Talk, you'll see that's the core message I was trying to spread. Go to where the fear is. My talk was watched by hundreds of thousands of people because the concept of fear and how it inhibits us resonates with everyone. It's something universal. We know it, we understand it, and we feel it. But most of the time, we still don't take action. For example, have you ever wanted to quit your job but were too afraid? Maybe you imagine looking at your boss dead in the eye and saying, "I quit." Then picture yourself walking out the door with a big smile on your face, knowing you'll never be back. We've all had a fantasy like this, but we're too afraid to take action. And I understand why. It's scary to leave your only source of income. That's why it's so important to build a business you love on the side now. Something you control. This will give you an escape route and keep you from being a slave to your paycheck, like I was for 20 years. You've spent tens of thousands of hours helping someone else build their dream business over the course of your life. Why not invest some of that into your dream? Okay, time for some brutal honesty. It's tempting to blame your boss, society, or your upbringing for where you are today. But the truth is that you are where you are because of the choices you made. But all that can change in an instant, whenever you decide to follow your passion. The truth is that the person cutting your paycheck made the same choice years ago, and so can you. So which person do you want to be? The person who wakes up tired on Monday, works a boring 9-to-5 job, lives for the weekend, and repeats the cycle. The person who knows they're destined for more, but does nothing about it. Or the person who jumps out of bed on Monday, does inspiring work, lives their passion, looks forward to life, and builds financial freedom in the process. So what's it going to be? Are you going to make a change, or will I bump into you 1 year from now and find you leading a life of quiet desperation? What about 5 years from now? 10 years? What about 20? I know because I used to be that guy, slowly grinding myself into misery year after year, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And you know what that is? Insanity. How about we change your future right now? You and me together as a team. Are you with me? But don't go into your boss's office right now and quit your job. I know that's what I did, but there's a tendency to romanticize these scenarios. We believe these stories end with, "They all lived happily ever after." But it actually took me years to get where I am today. I didn't have a plan. I knew nothing about YouTube, online business, or monetization. I built London Real by slowly grinding my way through, making every mistake possible. I got distracted by the latest web tools and apps. I asked favors from London Real fans to set up technology, which took months longer than it should have. I even spammed our London Real episodes on people's Facebook walls. It was exhausting. Now, after years of blood, sweat, and tears, after interviewing the greatest minds in the world, after making every mistake possible, I'm proud to say that I have built my dream lifestyle. I'm able to wake up every day doing what I love, providing value, and changing lives for the better, while being financially independent and answering to nobody. Getting to that place wasn't easy. I had to go through years of suffering and headaches. But I've got good news. You don't have to go through the same journey as me, because I have compiled my knowledge, expertise, and secrets in one place. After a half-decade of trying every possible strategy in the book, it has become very clear to me that you can't just go cold turkey and venture out into the world hoping for the best. You need an idea, a plan, and a series of steps in order to get what you want. In essence, a roadmap. But that's only the beginning, because knowledge isn't everything. If it was, then we would all be billionaires with six-pack abs. Along with a roadmap, it's also important to have a guide, someone who's been there before and will work with you personally through the biggest challenges you face. On top of that, it's important to have like-minded people to support you, people who understand what you're going through and who want you to succeed, who will be there to give you feedback, motivate you, and pick you up when things get tough. When you combine a proven roadmap with a skilled guide and an army of supporters, that will make you unstoppable. And that's what I'm offering you today. If you've ever dreamed about living your passion while achieving financial freedom in the process, I can show you how. I'm proud to officially open the London Real Business Accelerator. When you join our course, you embark on a unique journey. You will not just learn about business, you will be taking on a meaningful challenge that will change your life forever. And you won't be doing it alone. You'll join a group of smart, hungry, like-minded entrepreneurs from around the world who will be building their businesses alongside you. Many of our students have said the network alone is worth the price of this course. But more importantly, I will be personally mentoring you every step of the way. You will have complete access to me during the entire course. And honestly, I don't know if this will be the case next time around. London Real is growing at such a fast pace that I don't expect to be so personally involved in the future. So now is the time to let me help you build your dream. Let me go deeper into what the Business Accelerator actually is. For 8 weeks, we will be releasing a video module every week, combined with 2 live video calls. On Tuesday, we have a live keynote call where I go into detail on the specific module. And on Sunday, we have a live workshop call where both myself and your team leaders give you feedback on your progress. And we leave no man or woman behind. Our course has the highest success rate of any online business course out there because we put massive emphasis on accountability, which is what I call the secret ingredient to success. You can learn the best techniques, strategies, mindsets, tools, and tactics in the world, but if nobody is there to keep you accountable, you won't get the amazing results you envision for yourself. Okay, so what's in the modules? Well, let me walk you through each one of them. Week 1, bulletproof your business idea. To kick things off, we start with your business idea. If you don't have an idea, you will find one here. If you already have an idea, we will make sure you have the right one. If you already have a business, we will expand its scope. Next, I'll show you how to make a compelling 1-minute business pitch that you can use for your customers and your investors. And lastly, I'm introducing 3 proven psychological mindsets that I personally use to help you thrive through the entire course. Week 2, find your micro niche. In this module, you're going to identify something crucial, your micro niche. This is a small subsection of the market that you will own. Next, you'll find out your competitors' strategies, strengths, and weaknesses, and what you can learn to model and what you can avoid. Next, I'm going to show you how to determine exactly what your customer wants. You will use these insights not to just be better, but be different than your market competitors. Week 3, build your high-performance website. Here you will create your website in less than a week. That's right, less than 7 days. But there's more. I will show you how to attract and capture potential customers, then have lifetime access to market to them for free. Even better, I'm going to show you how to do it in a way where people will want to hear your marketing message. Week 4, make your content. This is where most students have their biggest breakthroughs. In this module, you'll complete the legendary 10 vlogs in 10 days challenge. This is where you start sharing your ideas, making an impact, and find out exactly what people are dying to hear you talk about. You will also learn how to make compelling video content the London Real way. I will show you how to produce a 3-part series as a free product to hook your new customers. Then you will warm them up to become your long-term customers by delivering them exceptional value. Week 5, kickstart your social media. Nowadays, there's a social media expert on every corner. But how many can show you proven results? Who do you know that went from 1 Twitter follower to over 125,000? We did, and not in some spammy way, but in a deliberate fashion while building authority in the market. In this module, I'm revealing all the strategies I gleaned since 2011. I will break down all of the big social media channels and show you which ones to use and which ones to avoid. Week 6, create your product. Here I guide you down the London Real product success path. First, we will find out what value you can offer to your customers. Then, I will show you how to properly package it. And lastly, we will create your minimum viable product, which is a fancy name for the best kind of product with the least amount of effort that people will actually pay for. Week 7, sell your product. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. Now you will present and sell your product by hosting your very own online webinar. I'm going to show you the exact triggers that we have used to close hundreds of our customers on our webinars. And here's the best part. If you did all of the work in the previous modules, your prospects will already want to buy from you even before you start the sales conversation. Here is where the money will start to roll in and the feeling is exhilarating. Week 8, launch your business. This is it. You've built all the necessary pieces of an online business and now it's time to launch. You will identify strategic relationships in your network and influencers inside your industry. Then I will give you word-for-word templates on how to reach out to them in order to 10x your business. Lastly, you will create a blueprint for your next 12 months with a long-term vision. Congratulations, you have your own business. In addition to this, you'll also get my bonus module, Accelerate Your Year. Here, I will go deep into the end-to-end ecosystem, how to optimize your online funnel, and show you A/B testing strategies to maximize your business success. Here's a summary of everything you get on the Business Accelerator. 8 video modules containing the latest cutting-edge techniques, tools, and insights on how to go from no idea to an online business. 16 hours of live video calls. You will interact with me face-to-face on a live call twice per week. Here, I will give you private instruction, answer questions, and follow up on your progress. Our private email address, dedicated to answering any question about the course within 24 hours, and lifetime access to all the video modules. If you fall behind during the course, you can pick up anytime you want. But most importantly, I am offering you accountability. You will not just sit around and watch videos. I'm going to make sure you actually do everything we teach by including weekly check-ins and 24/7 help. Me and my team of London Real business coaches will support you throughout the entire accelerator. If you get stuck, we are here to help you. Our trademark accountability document. Your progress will be followed in real time on our accountability system together with all the other accelerator students. Access to the private Business Accelerator Facebook group where you can connect instantly with a group of like-minded students, many of whom will become friends for the rest of your life. Lastly, I'm offering you a free ticket to our live weekend graduation event in London. Here, you will meet your classmates, go deeper on course material, and crystallize your plans for your business. This includes free admission to our super focus group, interviews at London Real Studios, a group dinner on Saturday night, and a walking tour of London with the class and the team on Sunday. But just so you know, this event is optional. You don't have to attend in order to complete the Business Accelerator. And that covers the entire course. But once you join, you will see that I leave no man or woman behind. I will make sure that you get over the finish line, kicking and screaming if necessary. That's the beauty of our accountability system. It's the reason why this course has the highest success rate of any of its kind. It's the secret sauce that gives us incredible stories like this one. Let me introduce you to Claire Lynn.
My name's Claire. I am 22 years old and I'm from Hong Kong. I'm here on the Business Accelerator program because I've decided to open the first movement studio in Hong Kong.
Meet Claire, a 22-year-old movement and dance teacher from Hong Kong who wanted to turn her passion into a business and live life on her own terms. She decided to invest in her future and join the London Real Business Accelerator, a live and interactive 8-week mentorship and accountability program designed to make her business dream a reality. Together with over 60 entrepreneurs in 14 time zones around the world, Claire undertook a radical life transformation, learning how to publish videos of herself, build her social media platforms, create digital products, and actually sell them on her own webinar. With 2 live interactive calls per week, she was coached and mentored by me, Brian Rose, the founder and host of London Real. Following our blueprint of 8 world-class video content modules, a private Facebook group, and our trademark accountability documents, all while under the supervision of experienced team leaders from around the world.
I have begun a 10-day vlog challenge presented to me by Brian Rose. I've had spurts of extreme motivation and passion, and it's like going on hyperdrive. And it's some sort of superpower.
But it was the global community of her fellow classmates and entrepreneurs who also built businesses that was the hidden value of the whole experience.
I think it's bizarre how everybody's in different parts of the world. Everybody's there for each other.
It took hard work, but Claire was soon recording huge wins while she also built the foundation of her business. By the end of the course, she was celebrating major success as she reached out to partners and recorded her own webinar.
And it really worked. I had about 1,700 views, and I don't even have 1,000 Facebook friends. And it worked because I felt like I was talking to people, and connecting and helping and providing value. And also I made so many friends with people on the course, and it's been a real honor.
We are together.
Yeah. We're both from Hong Kong.
Yes, we're from Hong Kong.
But all together, it just becomes like a real family. I'd really like to spread the message that other people can be doing this, especially other young people, stepping up to be entrepreneurs. If you do love what you do and you can immerse, then look out for the next course, seriously.
Today, Claire has turned her dream into a reality and built a profitable business by opening Hong Kong's first movement, dance, and meditation studio. Now she has both a sustainable lifestyle and lives her passion every day, doing something she truly loves while inspiring, motivating, and leading people in the movement revolution. So by now, you're probably wondering, what's the price for the Business Accelerator? Well, if you were to get an MBA from a business school, you'd have to pay about $100,000. Then figure out how to apply everything on your own once you graduate. The good news is the Business Accelerator doesn't cost anything near that. We could charge $15,000 for the course, and paying that much for a business that can earn you many times that every year would still be an amazing deal, especially since it also lets you live your dream lifestyle. But we also wanted to make this affordable to everyone. So we cut the price as low as we could for something with this much personalized attention. So we have 3 levels of investment: the standard package, the premium package, and of course, the inner circle. The standard package gives you 8 video modules, 16 hours of live calls with me and my London Real business coaches, access to our private Business Accelerator Facebook group, our private email address with a 24-hour response time, lifetime access to all the modules and workbooks, a London Real coach based on your business model, and 1 ticket to our graduation weekend. With the premium package, you receive everything from the standard package, plus a one-on-one video kickoff call with me to assess your business ideas and plans for the future, my private email and Facebook chat for the course during the entire 8-week period, and the big one, you get to smell the leather with your own one-on-one interview here at London Real Studios, sitting in the chair opposite me. This is a huge business asset that you can have to land customers and give you access to partners and really jack up your social proof. And lastly, for the people who want to go all in, I'm offering the Inner Circle package, where I will personally mentor you for 6 months after the course is complete. Not only that, you'll get access to my Inner Circle group of exclusive, driven entrepreneurs who are hungry to make a change and take their businesses to the next level. Here we go big. So if you want to build that 7-figure business, this is the package for you. So now is your chance to click the Buy Now button and join our Business Accelerator. To put things in perspective, where are you going to find an offer like this anywhere else? If you join a typical digital course, that's what it's going to be. Digital, no people. The problem with a digital course is that everything is down to you. You're on your own, which massively increases your chances of failure. Why leave this up to chance? Instead, join our accelerator, where you have your own business coach who keeps you accountable and a group of like-minded entrepreneurs who will embark on the same journey as you. Of course, you could decide to do it alone. But if you've seen my 3-part video series, then you'll know how hard it was to build London Real from the ground up, all by myself. It took me 3 full years to even make a dime. It's romantic to think you can do everything on your own. But honestly, if you study how the best in the world succeed, they all had mentors. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mozart, Albert Einstein, and Alexander the Great. These were people who learned from the best. I too have been privileged to learn from many of the best in the world by inviting them into my studio. I stand on the shoulders of giants. And if it wasn't for them, I might still be broadcasting from a tiny little studio with just 2 microphones and spamming my episodes on all my friends' Facebook walls. But I transcended. I opened myself up to people who had already achieved what I wanted. I learned from them and built London Real into a global media and transformation company because of it. During this course, I will be your mentor, steering you every step of the way. So click that button and buy. Join my program. You will not regret it. And one more thing. When you look at the times we live in today, it has never been easier to build a business in the history of mankind. Your product idea can be tested for less than $100. Your website can be set up instantly. Your customers can be rapidly found through social media. And with the Business Accelerator, you can get there in record speed without having to make all the amateur mistakes that I made. The truth is that the biggest thing holding us back is our own minds. The moment we want to do something bold, we have 100 small little voices in our heads telling us to do the exact opposite. We see someone create a successful business, and we immediately find reasons why we cannot do it. Oh yeah, that person probably has money, good looks, great connections, it's luck. I grew up as a science geek, became a banker, and then created London Real. It has nothing to do with luck, good genes, or talent. It has to do with the willingness to just go for it. The same goes for any big London Real guest that comes into this studio. I have learned that they have the same basic fears as you and me, but they are directed by a different story. Instead of waiting for the right time to do something like start a business, they make it the right time. They make the decision to plow ahead at full speed. Fears and self-doubt be damned. And these people are not special. We've all met people who are driven no matter what their age, IQ, or background may be. Your inner game is the key to your success. Over the years, I've seen so many people with the potential, the energy, and the know-how to make it happen, but they were paralyzed by the story they were telling themselves. Let me go over some of the most common ones I hear. I don't have a business idea. Well, guess what? You don't need one to start this course. During our first modules, we will dig deeper into who you really are, what idea will fit you, and what market to pursue. We've included multiple exercises, worksheets, and resources to help you find the right business idea, including the market opportunity map and your golden triangle. Instead of having to venture out there on the internet and read dozens of articles with contradictory techniques on how to find an idea, we have actually done the hard work for you by designing easy, practical tools that will get you started and accelerate your progress. Will this actually work? I spend thousands of dollars on digital courses every month in order to get myself and the London Real team to the next level. There are some amazing products out there, but there is one thing they all lack: accountability. You see, most of the digital courses out there are exactly that: digital. You sit at home alone and watch video modules. Sound like fun? Not to me. I believe in teaching the old-fashioned way. So when you sign up to one of my courses, you get to see the whites of my eyes on 2 one-hour calls every single week. You get to participate in these live Zoom calls with the members of your class, many of whom will become your friends for life. I track your progress and push you to be the best, and I'm not a big fan of excuses. So if you want to watch some videos, go to YouTube. But if you want to actually change your life, sign up to our Business Accelerator. Well, when I founded London Real 6 years ago, I started with 1 YouTube subscriber. I didn't know what I was doing, my family and friends didn't care, and I was honestly nervous about what my former colleagues in banking would think of me. Since then, London Real has had over 50 million views, held interviews with some of the most amazing people on the planet, and now has a product ecosystem with multiple successful courses. I'm truly able to say that I've created a business I'm passionate about. Through that experience, I believe anybody can get what they want if they commit. Starting a business isn't easy, and the first step is always the hardest. But once you completely decide to go all in, everything else becomes easier, and I will be here to guide you every step of the way. I don't have any time. Do you have enough time to be successful? Most people who complain of not having enough time in their lives suffer from bad routines and an ungrounded mindset. The Business Accelerator gets rid of all of that. So many people spend hours at the computer, starting on one task, half completing it before jumping to another, never knowing the roadmap to building a successful business. I will give you a clear methodology, allowing you to focus your valuable time on exactly what matters. You will see results with as little as 5 hours per week. Although just like anything else, it's simple. The more time you invest, the more results you will see. Successful people have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. They just use that time differently. And if you want to learn how, then join us now. Because I'm not sure when I will do this again or how involved I will be the next time. But I have a little surprise bonus for you. If you join me today, you will get access to the London Real Library. You will get the exact workbooks, word-for-word scripts, and templates for every single module, including how to reach out to influencers, contact blogs, write your first blog posts, and more. Not only that, inside you will also get case studies from previous successful graduates and how-to tutorials for every step of the way. So click the buy button and join me on this course. I have big plans for this class, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Don't settle for anything less than an incredible life. You have so much to offer the world, even if you don't see it yet. So if you're ready to escape the 9-to-5 and build a business that pays you to do what you love, then hit that button and join me. I'll see you on the inside.